IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin and Dr, your habit coach. And today with us for a second time, we have Dr. Falguni. And we're going to be talking about understanding anti-aging, but not in the context of how it is typically thought of. Now, this is the second episode. Make sure you go and listen to the first episode because this time we're going to continue that and we're going to focus on menopause and perimenopause as changes that take place and changes that should be celebrated. Let's understand this and take it forward. Enjoy. Falguni, when we were first thinking about doing this podcast, we decided on, we were talking about this whole perimenopause, menopause, and the journey that women go through in this process. Okay. Can we understand what is happening to their skin at that point of time? Because I know it's a big, it's actually a very scary time for them. I know I have a lot of friends who are going through perimenopause right now, and it's very scary. Suddenly the skin has changed. Suddenly things are happening. They don't know what to do. They're angry about it. They're upset about it. Guide us through this journey. What happens through? When does it start? What are the changes that start taking place?
Okay, so let's divide the hormonal life of a woman into two benchmarks. You have menarche, that's when your periods begin, and you have menopause, when the periods disappear. So what happens in this journey? In this journey is when your periods begin, the body has a function. Periods are also coming for a reason. It is making your body ready for the process of conception. So what they do is the estrogen levels steadily increase and you get a monthly cycle so that whatever balance needs to happen at the end of the month will happen. And then again, the body is ready for you to conceive again. And it goes on and goes on and goes on. The fertility time of a woman is considered to be from the time you get menarche to the time that you have menopause. But after some time, when the body realizes that the body doesn't need these kind of hormones because the conception is not going to happen, in that time, the body decides to slow down the hormonal process because you don't need it anymore. So the body is very intelligent as a machine. And that's when menopause happens and that's when your period stops. Now, what happens when the period stops is your hormones stop getting produced because your body internally doesn't need these hormones anymore, which is the estrogen. So the estrogen production stops. Now, estrogen is responsible for a lot of things. For example, it is responsible for the hydration levels of the skin. So the skin starts going dry because estrogen has gone down. So the hydration is different from moisture. Okay, hydration is the internal capacity of your skin to hold the moisture in itself. So the hydration goes down so that
the ability has gone.
Ability is gone to retain the moisture. So the hydration goes down because of which the skin becomes thin, the skin becomes dry, the skin does not radiate light anymore because water is a good light reflector. So if you see a swimming pool, you see light falling on it, you will see that the water is shining.
Oh, right? That's where radiance comes from.
That's where the radiance comes from. So the water is reflecting that light. Now, when that hydration is not there in your skin, the light is not getting reflected. So the skin starts looking dull. Because the estrogen has gone in various amounts, and because the estrogen is also responsible for progesterone and testosterone levels to get stabilized, all hormones go haywire. That's when the pigmentation starts. Okay, and so the skin gets pigmented, the skin gets patchy, the skin goes dry. Because the hydration is missing, the skin goes thin. Also, because the skin has gone thin, the collagen or the sticking capacity of the skin goes down. That's when the wrinkles develop. So I have known women who will say, oh, till last month I was looking nice. Suddenly, something has changed. Though my periods have stopped since a year, but this has happened only in a month. Now, why does this happen? That's because even when your periods are stopping, the body is still performing okay with the estrogen reserve it's had. But then that estrogen reserve has finished. It's like your car. Suddenly the car stops because it's in reserve, but it still will reach you. But when there is no drop of petrol left in your car, fuel, it stops in the middle of the road. That's what happened. So I keep telling them it's because you did not try to refuel while you could. So what can one do? Now coming to that, this is what happened. So what can one do? Can you really reverse menopause? No, you cannot reverse menopause. But we can teach the skin. So a skin needs to be dealt a little bit differently in the perimenopause and the post-menopause era than what you were dealing with it while you were getting your periods. So the skin changes when you get your period because it goes oily, you get acne, you get breakouts, XYZ. So that's when you change your skincare a little bit. And then when you are at this stage of life, you need to change your skincare a little bit. So use of sunscreen should go up, your skin of moisturizers should go up, the use of the right cleanser because you want to just clean the debris. You don't want the moisture to go anymore. That will go up. The use of your makeup has to change. I'm not saying stop. It needs to change. The use of your makeup remover has to change. And you have to do very important one more thing. Your exercise routine has to go up because what is going to happen is now you're not getting help from hormones. So you need to help the body. Till then, your body, your hormones were helping your body that, you were getting away with a lot of things. And now you're not going to. So up that game and make a conscious effort to probably calm the mind because this is what the skin changes I'm talking about. But all this is also leading to internal changes. You may get irritable, you may feel low, you may feel depressed, you may feel it's not good. The feeling is not good. I've seen so many women go through that. So you have to be able to look after menopause holistically. I feel menopause is the most ignored hormonal event. We give so much importance to menarche, we give so much importance to childbearing, to lactation, to postpartum, but we just don't talk about menopause.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
One is it's not
like
celebrated. It should be celebrated.
It
Just like
should
a
be.
change that happens in
It
our
should
life,
be.
it should be
Yeah.
celebrated. It's hushed away. Nobody knows when you've gone through your menopause, and because of which nobody knows what to do at that point of time, right? And like
Nobody
you're saying,
really
there's so
talks
many.
about it.
No one talks about it. And like you're
Yeah.
saying, there's so many emotions that are there. One big one is restlessness.
Yes,
I am not
yes.
who I used to be. I'm feeling
Yeah.
agitated. My life is stuck. Those are the kinds of feelings that people also have when they're going through menopause, right? Everything's over, everything's ending. And
We should do a podcast just on menopause.
seriously, it's one of those important things that we
Yes.
have to talk about. We have time on
We
this
have
one.
to.
We can talk about it. Any
Yes.
thoughts that you have, we can spend time talking about this right now and creating that awareness also.
What I think that women should start doing is like, now, how do you, when you say that these hormones have, they've gone out. Now, what are we going to do? We can't give you the hormones back. Yeah, you can if it is medically required. Like, for example, if that drop of estrogen is really causing serious issues internally, like maybe you have a bone thing or you have some necrosis happening on the bone, because when there is no estrogen, the absorption of vitamin D is also compromised. Now, if it is pathologically leading to something, then we may have to give you an HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. But if pathologically you're fine and your body is functioning fine, but this is emotionally and physically you're not doing fine, then we need to give you vitamins which will do the job that hormone was doing. So you supplement yourself, like for example, omega-3, evening primrose oil, a multivitamin which has high levels of vitamin D3. There are a lot of assisted nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are when you have vitamins. Vitamins are what will replace the vitamins which you've lost. When you have nutraceuticals are replacing the nutrition which will help those vitamins to get produced. So it's a different kind of supplementation which is not medicinal. So in that you have something called kiwi seed extracts. They have pumpkin seed extracts. These are phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are estrogens which are derived from plants, or estrogens which will not act as the hormone but will try to make up for what is lost. So you supplement yourself with this. Very important. A lot of people have this thing that a big noise about, do we take oral collagen? Is oral collagen is the day I take collagen, is it making me new collagen into my skin? Now, nobody can make collagen in your skin. What you have on your skin is a certain amount. Say, we'll give it a figurative term number as 50. Like you have a 50x collagen in you when you are 20. This collagen stops multiplying at the age of 35. In you, me, everyone. That's a universal age. No more collagen is going to get built. But what happens is, you may have genetically 50x collagen. I may have 60. Somebody else may have 40. Now, genetically, someone has more collagen, somebody has less. But nobody can add. Now, can I take a collagen tablet and does it build the collagen into the skin? When you take a collagen, it will supplement collagen all over your body. Now, collagen is, what is collagen? It's actually a derivative of a protein. It's a kind of protein. So collagen is present in bones, collagen is present at joints, collagen is present in certain organs. So it will supplement it everywhere. It's not that it will supplement the collagen into your skin, but because it supplements it everywhere, overall you're getting a healthier body, which is contributing towards a healthier skin. So collagen tablet is not for building collagen into the skin. It's for replacing the protein all over. So yes,
So it is.
I
So it
am
is
for.
useful. Must
Yes.
be
So
having. Must have
yes.
it.
So if you need
Hmm.
to, I am for taking collagen orally.
Lovely.
So please, you can take a collagen orally. These are things they can take orally.
So I'll tell you a funny story about collagen.
Please
Ever
do.
since I started collagen supplementations, my eyebrows started to grow like crazy. I
Mhm.
suddenly started getting really long eyebrow hairs for some strange reason. I have no idea. Now it could be
I will
because,
give you the reason.
huh?
So what happens is, like I'm saying, that the collagen is getting supplemented all over your body. Now, sometimes there is another hormone, especially in males, which is called DHT, that is dihydrotestosterone. These DHT levels are higher whenever the stress levels go high. Okay, and DHT level, and when I mean stress, another thing is, again, stress is not just that somebody is mentally stressed. There is something called physical stress also. Physical stress is if your body doesn't have um, the right amount of some nutrient. For
Hmm.
example, in your case, it could be collagen. It doesn't have the right amount of collagen. The body is going through stress that time. We don't know. But by supplementing that collagen, you are automatically dropping the hormone DHT. And when the DHT is getting dropped, you will have extended or your actual hair growth when you were not getting it earlier. In your case, it could be hair. I know collagen treating acne.
Wow.
I've given collagen orally, and this is, oh, doctor, I was taking collagen, suddenly my acne is gone. Now,
Hmm.
why? Because when the collagen was replaced, the hydration levels of your skin got replaced. When hydration got replaced, your skin started getting irritated less. And when the skin started getting irritated less, it started breaking out less. So there is you don't know what is going to work with you, but what is working with you is overall you're getting healthier within. So those few signs of unhealthiness which were showing from outside are getting corrected.
Fantastic. Okay, so there was a nutrition aspect that
Yes.
completely changed it. Fantastic. So you were talking about collagen from a menopause point of view.
Yeah, so I would say, like I said, if you can list down, we can have omega 3, evening primrose oil, vitamin D3, along with the calcium, a multivitamin depending upon. So we will do your blood levels and find out if there are different kinds of vitamins available. There's something called PMS fine, there is something called Menopause. These are all with different contents. You could give that. You could supplement with a phytoestrogen. You could supplement with a kiwi seed or a kiwi seed extract or a pumpkin seed extract. Let your doctor take a call on that. So take a consult with a gynec and a dermatologist once when you're hitting menopause. This is what orally you will take. Up your game with a sunblock. So for example, if you were always using a sunscreen and earlier you were using a sunscreen for oily skin, maybe you can now shift to a sunscreen for dry skin. See to it that most of your products are what are used for dry skin. What do they do? A product for dry skin doesn't give you moisture, but a product for dry skin may just prevent the loss of moisture.
Hmm.
So that is something. Then you can use a moisturizer which does not have fragrance. Because what happens is fragrance further robs the hydration. So any jar you open up which has, wow, this is so great, is a wrong product. So just shut it and keep it back on the shelf. Okay,
All
so
right,
that
cool.
what you not to do is
Hmm.
do that. Don't have fragrance. And third, get used to using a retinol. Retinol is a skin product which will help in inducing collagen and elasticity because what women miss the most is the lack of elasticity and tone, which they feel happens in menopause suddenly. So using a retinol, right kind of retinol or a derivative in the right way will help the skincare routine. Hydration, sun protection, and anti-aging with retinol. Three things are skincare routine.
We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
We face 100 dilemmas every day while raising our children and nurturing our families. Why not let science help us make informed decisions to solve our dilemmas? Hi, I'm Devi Shobha.
And I'm Meghna. We host Big Talk About Tiny Humans, where we will help you unpack challenges around parenting and your child's development.
And more importantly, we will equip you with research-backed strategies that you can readily act on.
Tune in to our podcast every Wednesday on the IBM Podcasts app, website, or your favorite podcast platforms.
Welcome back. All right, let's jump into the conversation.
Tell us about elastin because you didn't mention, we haven't spoken about elastin so far. We
Okay,
spoke
so We spoke about collagen, which will
Correct.
give the tone. Elastin is, there is something called hyaluronic acid in your skin. It is something which will build the elasticity in your skin by retaining moisture. Hyaluronic acid is not moisture. Hyaluronic acid is again a derivative of a protein which attracts moisture and is hygroscopic. That means it
Holds on to it.
holds on to it. So when the hyaluronic acid goes down, it doesn't hold on to the moisture anymore. And that's when the plumpness of the skin, which is equivalent to elasticity, goes down. I feel collagen and elastin are two things which are derivatives of proteins, and they are both twins. They both exist together. When one goes down, the other one also suffers. So for that, you can replace your skin with hyaluronic acid. It's a great, that's where your filler injections are made of.
Okay.
Okay, so that's full of hyaluronic acid. But
How do you know
hyaluronic acid,
elasticity? That means if I pull my cheeks and I let go,
it
is that
goes back down.
Huh.
If you pull your cheek and it goes back and attains the same position immediately, that means your skin is elastic enough. But if you pull your cheek and it takes its own sweet time to go back down,
that is
then
what
it
we're
has
talking about?
lost the elasticity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lovely. So elastin again is something that goes down when we start hitting menopause.
So how does one replace elastin? One is, again, like I said, you can prevent the loss of moisture by the steps that we told you.
Correct.
And you can start giving hydration in the form of serums which have hyaluronic acid. There is a content called 2% sodium hyalurate, which you have to look for. You can use a hyaluronic acid as application and then also use a moisturizer along with it, because you will give the hydration and then you will give the moisture too. So both together. Also, this is a time when women may think of, if the skin has really lost a lot of elastin, then we also have hyaluronic acid, which is injected into your skin. I'm not talking about fillers. Fillers are different, where they are used to enhance a certain part. But hyaluronic acid is given to just give the moisture back. It is given like acupuncture all over your skin, so that you deposit droplets of hyaluronic acid. So you're giving the skin back its capacity to retain the moisture. So that can also be done. But these are things. So basically, menopause will have to be treated with a whole lot of respect, and then it is supposed to happen. It is going to happen. There's nobody that is not going to happen to. It's a progression which needs to be dealt with.
Yeah. And it's the way that I like to think about it is we go through different life cycles, right? We are not the same person that we were as a child. No way that we would even think that we're the same thing as a person as a child. And even after menopause, there's that stage that comes where we're a different person. So our habits have to be different because we're a different person after all. Right? Our care habits have to be different. Our enhancement habits have to be different. And we are a different person. The same way after menopause as well, when we are 60, when we're 70, there's a different life stage, and there our habits change as well. So we have to learn how to be adapting and change to that. Can't just wish for what life was like earlier on. That itself is a trap.
A little bit more effort needs to be put into those habits when you're close to menopause, because you know what? Mentally, you are not doing as well as what you were doing earlier, because estrogen is responsible for a lot of emotions too.
Correct.
Like for an A thing is going to bother you a little bit more post-menopause and what it was bothering you pre-menopause. But if you know this already, maybe that effort which is put into your life and the way you conduct life should be a little bit more. I think you should guide people on how to build up on those habits.
Falguni, just apart from the stuff that's happening in your body around the time of menopause, when your life completely changes. For example, many people go through perimenopause, menopause around the time when the children are leaving their house.
Yes.
Right? When they're going to college or they're getting married, etc. And then that's another stress that's on you. Now you're not only getting older, but you're feeling alone as well.
Yes.
Somebody that you dedicated your entire life to has now suddenly left. Now what do you do? Right? So there are so many of these kinds of emotions and life stages that actually play along with this physical change that's taking place.
You're so right. You're so right. It's just it's a mind, body, social game together. It's not just one. Socially, people around you, like you're right. So, I mean, so much changes around you. It's just that we don't address it like that.
We don't address it. We don't say, we don't talk about it. When
we don't
we
talk about it,
then people can even work along with you and understand this and share their own experience. This happened in my life. This will happen in you. And you can learn from these experiences. That's important.
How true. I agree.
Absolutely. So coming back to our topics about this whole redefining the way we think about aging. To just summarize some of the important aspects that he spoke about, one is don't think about it as fear, right? When you suddenly look in the mirror and say, oh my God, what has happened to my face? What has happened to my body? And that's not the time to start. Start early. And we've had a full discussion on what we can do to start early. What can we do through our life? And when we start hitting our stages, change our habits depending on what it is that we're going to be doing, preparing for that next stage in life, celebrating that next stage in life, and not feeling sad that it is coming. Falguni, any parting words?
Like I read this somewhere, and I said it in the beginning of the podcast too. But there are two things which I believe in life, and I think as I've grown into my profession, I was very different when I started practicing skin. It was all about skin, and then I realized that how skin is that one organ which actually shows everything that you're going through within. It's like it's a right parameter of your emotions, your hormones, everything. And it is so much in our hand to be able to make your skin look happy by changing it from within. So it's adding beauty, adding science to the field of beauty in the true sense. And because of that, in the face, we don't need to lie about our age anymore. We just have to defy it if you use it rightly.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It shows who you are, your body, what's happening internally. Yeah. Take care of it. It'll take care of the rest of your body as well.
How true.
Love it.
I agree.
Falguni, how can people reach out to you? Where can they connect? Where can they continue this conversation?
So I have an Instagram handle, and they can it's Dr. Falguni Shah _ and they can connect with me there. I have a website called, my skin clinic is called Radiant Skin Clinic, and I practice in Juhu in Mumbai. And I think these are the easiest ways to connect. If they leave a message on my Instagram, I will be more than happy to solve any queries. And I don't know whether I should mention this here, but very soon I'll be coming out with my own products also, which I would probably, we are looking for a platform to have it as a direct-to-consumer thing. So it's most of these products are going to be products which will heal your skin, which will treat your skin, and they're not feel-good products. Like we'll have products for hydration, we'll have products for pigmentation, which they can use at home on the OTC level, but treatments, so not feel-good ones. So I hope I'm able to do my bit to spread the right meaning of skincare, which is really missing in today's, the huge spectrum that we have is all about feel-good skin and not treating the skin the right way.
So important. And I love the name of your company, Radiance. I think it just ties everything in together for what skin is supposed to be. Falguni, thank you so much for coming on the Habit Coach podcast.
Thanks, Ash. Thanks. It was my pleasure.
Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin and Dr on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Think Fast, Suchita invited me to talk about the evolution of the audio industry. And besides the audio industry, we talked about a whole bunch of other things like the Zomato-Blinkit potential merger, the Mumbai 2050 climate plan, and a whole bunch of other things. Fun episode, do check that out. On Press Decode, Zara Vakta, Prafula and Nivedita discuss the accuracy of the Kashmir files and associated movie politics. On The Longest Constitution, Priya examines the issue of livelihood along with why women aren't a part of parliament. On Say No to Drama, Chetna explains why you should celebrate filing your income tax rather than feeling bad about it. And on All Things Policy, the Takshashila folk discuss India's reserves of oil in light of the oil supply shock created by the Russia-Ukraine war. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. Also, remember, we're on YouTube. You can check us out on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube and get a list of all the YouTube channels we have active at this point. I'd also like to make a quick note that we're doing a small listener survey, and it would really help us if you could fill that out. You can go to ivmpodcast.com/survey. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance and India Water Portal. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.